Hey guys, it's Vi. Welcome back to my channel. By the title and the thumbnail, I'm pretty sure that you know exactly what you're watching. If you failed to notice and you just went, Vi uploaded a video and you have to watch it, guess what, folks? This is my 350 subscriber thank you video. So typically, I make a gag reel with each of my 50 subscriber milestones. That's what you get, a funny compilation of my mistakes and who knows whatever is going on. But anyways, I put these together, this gag reel, and I do it every 50, and I've been really good about doing that. However, I hit my 300 subscribers, and then I hit my 350 mark so fast, and we're talking within a couple weeks. I think I got my 300 around the beginning of this month, and it is the 22nd today, so I have just barely got to the end of the month, sort of, and I've already hit my next 50 mark, and, pardon my chair, and I am on my way to the next 50 milestone already, making headway. I believe I'm at 358, the last I checked just before I started filming this. So, once again, as always, thank you to my viewers, my subscribers, and my friends. I have just hit 350 subscribers, and I definitely could not do that without you guys, because without my viewers, subscribers, and friends, Vi doesn't have a channel. Anyways, because I didn't have a time to get a bunch of mistake videos and stuff to put a compilation together, I'm doing something different for my 350 subscriber video. This time I'm doing a Q&A, and I had asked people on Twitter and on Facebook to ask me some questions, anything. The floor was open. I was willing to answer just about anything. So people direct messaged me. They used my Twitter hashtag that I put out was AskVi, and I got messages everywhere, and I want to say thank you to every single person who submitted a question. Those who weren't brave enough or couldn't think of something, no worries. Who knows, if I hit the next one so fast, I may have to do another Q&A video or come up with something else brilliant to do for my 400 viewers, subscriber friends. So this is 350. I'm going to get on with the questions. So I'm going to read them off pretty much in the order that they were received. And I'm going to apologize for my chair again. This chair is driving me absolutely bats. I love this chair because it's comfortable, but oh my lord, the hydraulics on it are shot and I go boop, boop, boop all the time. Anyone who watches my Let's Plays knows that I'm constantly moving my chair up, and I do the happy dance in my chair, and I kind of go down. And my cat and dog are in there. This is very unscripted, just so you know. This is my first dry run. We'll see what happens. Anyways, on with the questions. I quit getting sidetracked. So my first question is from Julie V. First off, she says, "You deserve it." Thank you, sweetheart. That is that's just nice of you. That's so sweet. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Her question is, coffee or tea? The answer to that is coffee, my dear. I am an avid coffee drinker. Morning, noon, night, iced coffee, foo-foo coffee, anything but black coffee. I don't like plain black coffee. I like it cold, I like it hot. It doesn't matter. I just love coffee. Here's my favorite coffee mug. It's currently almost empty right now. I got this coffee mug from my cute little children. They gave this to me on Mother's Day one year, and it's my favorite cup. It's nothing too fancy, but it's fantastic, holds lots of coffee, good stuff. However, when I drink tea, if I had to pick my favorite tea, it would be the peach. There's a peach tea that's absolutely fantastic. And honestly, when you have Chinese food, it pairs very nicely with tea. But overall, I am a coffee drinker. All right, Simtastic Gaming asks, what is your most and least favorite part of homeschooling? As many of you know, I am a homeschool teacher. I teach my 3 children. I have 4 children, but I teach 3 of them homeschool. And I'm going to answer another question here because Little Tiger asks me, when did you start homeschooling your children? So I started she asked, when did I start homeschooling my kids? So I started homeschooling my kids 2 years ago. This will be my 2nd year that I've been homeschooling my children. My oldest will be going to high school next year, and we are currently in talks, we haven't decided, about putting the other children back into public school. We've got them all caught up, yada, yada, yada. We may send them back so that I have more time to myself, just because I'm a very, very busy woman. If you guys did not know, I'm like super busy all the time. It'd be kind of nice to have a little bit of extra time. So, Simtastic's question again. What is your most and least favorite part of homeschooling? My most favorite part of homeschooling is this. When you homeschool your children, you get to teach them English for starters. Okay, when you homeschool your children, the thing that I like the most, if I could even speak, see, I'm so excited about hitting 350, I can't even talk. You get to really spend time with your kids. You get to interact and you talk with them literally all day long through their school day. You know, if they're having issues with stuff, there's lots of one-on-one time, and it's just fantastic. So honestly, my most favorite thing about homeschooling my children is that we get more time together, period. That's pretty much it for what I like the most about homeschooling my kids, is I get so much time with my children. My least favorite thing about homeschooling is the constant need to have to do those lesson plans. So my homeschool program is not one that like gives you all the information and it gives you your calendar of events and things. No, mine is more like old-fashioned, and I have to actually play teacher, and I have to like go through, read all their material, and actually put my own lesson plans together. It takes me a good few hours every single week to get that done. So, you know, it'd be kind of nice to have those 3 or 4 hours or so to do other things. So it's probably my least favorite. Along the topic of homeschooling, my viewer, subscriber, and friend Tiger Lover asks, what are the pros and cons of homeschooling? So a pro of homeschooling is not only do you get to spend time with your children, but you can monitor, or decide rather, what they learn, how much they learn, how fast they learn, or how slow they learn. So if they're behind in stuff, then you can work with them and get them caught up. And if they fly through subjects, you don't have to drone it on for hours and hours. You can literally just skip it and say, you know what? All these spelling lists, they're too easy. We're going to skip it and go on to the next grade. You can't do that in public school. So that's something awesome. A con of homeschooling is your kids have a lack of like friendships outside the house. So yes, as a family, we get a lot more tight-knit and everything, but when it comes to being invited for birthday parties or making friends and playing on the playground, let's be honest, folks, my kids are homeschooled. I don't have a playground in my backyard, and I don't have a bunch of kids that come and hang out. Therefore, that's a negative side effect of being homeschooled, is that my kids do not have the social that they wish they had and that I wish I could give them. I know that there's like all these different programs online that allows them to, like, you can mingle with other homeschooling parents, but that's just not my thing. So my kids don't get to do that. All right. So my next question actually comes from William Rumenap, aka my homie. He asks me, which house is the one I'm most looking forward to playing? He is speaking about the Drifter Challenge, if you do not understand. So the Drifter Challenge I started, this was a challenge for The Sims 4 that I started 14 months ago. That doesn't include any pre-play testing, but whatever. Anyways, so I have 14 houses to choose from. And honestly, if I had to pick any house, I am most looking forward to is the house that I'm just now going to be getting into very soon. So I am currently on household number 3, and my most favorite house that I'm looking forward to is house number 4 of the Drifter Challenge. I'm looking forward to it because I'm finally going to be able to delve right back in to checking out all the stuff that has to do with the scientist career field. It was so much fun. I dabbled a little bit in house 2 because that is when those active careers first came out, and I did kind of a little poll on my channel, and I wanted to know active career or regular career for my Sims, and y'all chose the active career. Thank you for that, and it was so much fun. But anyways, truth be told, with all my playtesting, and yes, I created the house, but all my playtesting, I did little bits and pieces of this house number 4, and I never actually did the whole thing all together. So I have never made it to 6'em. I've never seen that, and I've never actually completed all of the steps that are required in that house. So truth be told, house number 4 is the house that I am looking forward to the most. Thank goodness it's just around the corner. I don't have forever to wait. So my next question is from a Twitter follower. I'm sorry about my chair again, folks. I'm really sorry about my chair. Twitter follower Jimbo asks, have you ever fed your Sims Frank beans and laughed at the explosive results? I gotta tell you, that's one of the things about The Sims that I'm just kind of like, I could have done without. So when they added the outdoor retreat and it came with the Franks and beans, sorry, Jimbo, I'm just not a fan of that. So my next question comes from Dana Scully Mulder. She asks, what is your favorite flower? So I know the traditional favorite flowers. Everybody loves roses, right? Okay, I love roses too. But my absolute favorite flower is actually the daisy. They come in a variety of colors, white, pink, purple, you name it. They have little cute daisies. Those are my favorite. Those were in my wedding bouquet, and they were my only qualification for my wedding bouquet. So daisies it is. My next question comes from The Last Moogle. She says, with a family of 4 kids, the homeschooling, and your YouTube channel, how do you juggle it all? And she says, I'm curious how many hours of work you put into your channel. How do I literally juggle all of that? I have no idea. My family will tell you I'm on here all the time and I'm editing videos and I'm kicking them out of the house and I'm making them be quiet when I'm doing recording just so I can, get little bits and pieces together and do this. And it's literally hours and hours and hours. I stay up late, I get up early, I drink tons and tons of coffee. It's very necessary. But as far as how I actually do it and how I juggle it, honestly, sometimes I have no idea. I just do it somehow. And as many hours as I put into it, I've never actually calculated. But if I'm not editing, then I'm probably recording. And if I'm not editing or recording, I'm probably watching YouTube videos or improving my thumbnails and stuff. I don't know if you guys have noticed lately, but I have been really trying to up my game on my channel. I made a YouTube channel trailer earlier today, and I've been replacing my thumbnails with new brighter colors and more bold fonts and trying to make that look awesome. And intros, outros, end cards, you name it. So that's many hours that I can't even calculate. So I would love to give you solid answers, Moogle, but honestly, I can't. My next question comes from another Twitter follower, and I believe they're a subscriber, but I don't know. Either way, they're still a friend. Anyhow, Jacob Bernard asks, are you going to play games on other systems? So currently I play games on the PC, and I play games on my PS4. I'm not sure which systems you're asking. I have a Wii U, but I don't have capture card or any way to actually do that. So I don't really have plans necessarily to go above and beyond the PlayStation 4 and my PC. I love playing PC games. Me and controllers, we don't get along so well, so I have a hard time playing. So like even Rocket League and stuff, I prefer it actually on my PC. So if there was a specific system that you are asking, please leave me a comment down below and ask me which system, and I will answer your question a little bit better. But until further notice, I'm going to stick with PC, because that's my favorite, and I do play games on my PlayStation 4. So the next question comes from Elowin, and I also have another one from Simmer PT, and they're going to kind of go together. So Elowin asks, how did you come up with the Drifter Challenge? And then she goes on to say that it's loads of hours of work for you and your family, which is true. And she's full of admiration, and she's loving it. So I'm glad that you love the Drifter Challenge. I really do, because you're right. It is. It takes a lot of time. Me and my family, we put a lot of time into this. My kids have to be quiet. They have to, allow me time to plan, and there's play testing, and my homie helps me out, and just, it's my family, and it's myself, and it's my play testers. You know who you are. And so how did I come up with the Drifter Challenge in the first place? Okay, so a long time ago when The Sims 4 first came out, obviously it was a vanilla version, and we were used to playing Sims 3 that had just about everything under the sun. There was outdoorsy things to do. There were different worlds that you could go to. It was full of stuff, custom content, and they had the store content, and I literally had just about all of it, okay? So when you got to Sims 4, it was like, oh, way vanilla, not a lot to do, and I was kind of like, okay, I gotta do something because I need something to work for, some goal to do. And I looked on all of the different challenges that were offered. I love what some of these people have done, and some of these challenges have been going on forever. Like there's the Rosebud Challenge, or I believe it's called the Rosebud Challenge. There is the 100 Baby Challenge, and those have been around forever, and those are fantastic challenges. Don't get me wrong, because I am actually playing the 100 Baby Challenge myself. But at the time, that seemed just a little too repetitive. So in my history of Sims playing, and I've got to tell you, I've been playing pretty much since, well, I've been playing, for 16 years now? So it came out in 2000. Yeah, Sims 1 came out in 2000. So I have been playing this game for 16 years now. And let me tell you, oh my gosh, I have never been able to complete a legacy or do any of this because it gets so repetitive that I get bored and I want to start over and hack it out all over again. And I want to make new Sims. I want to play new Sims and new traits and new... You get the idea. So I thought, okay, none of these challenges that are listed here on The Sims 4 is exactly what I was looking for. I wanted a real challenge, something that was hard, something that I might fail at, but because I would fail, it would make me work harder and want to play it and not get tired of it. The Drifters Challenge, you basically start with nothing at the beginning, and that is exactly how I want to play. Like, I like to play and build up, and then I want to start from nothing with new Sims and everything. So I came up with the idea because I was like, okay, let's try something. I'm not going to write rules, or I wasn't even planning to actually, legitimately make one. I was just going, okay, I need something to challenge myself. I'm going to give myself a little soft cap of rules of what I can and can't do. Excuse me. And I'll go from there. I want to do some building. I want to challenge myself, and I want to experience the whole game, everything that I possibly can. So I came up with the Drifter Challenge because that's what I'm trying to do. I'm trying to experience the whole game, and I'm doing it my way, I guess, and it's just really fun. And when I breached this topic to a couple of friends, they suggested that I actually work on this, make it legitimate, and then actually leash it to the Sims community, and that's what I have done. So it wasn't intentional at the very beginning to actually turn it into a challenge to share. I was just doing something for myself, but then it turned into being something that I was encouraged to do because they were having so much fun doing some playtesting and just messing around, and they thought, oh my gosh, Vi, you need to do something about this. People are going to go crazy. And so I did it. So the next question comes from, let me see, where did it go? Okay, Simmer PT. She asks, how long did it take you to come up with the Drifter Challenge? So I want to say that there was a couple months that I went from just this whole idea with bunch of notes on pieces of paper, little sticky notes and stuff all over the place, breaching the idea to a couple of friends, playtesting and all this. I want to say probably that period lasted a couple months, but the Drifter Challenge, I'm not finished creating it. Every single month I sit there and I brainstorm and I playtest and I come up with ideas, and I try to get as far ahead as I possibly can, but EA keeps coming out with new content. That's wonderful, but sometimes some of the stuff conflicts with ideas that I had. I have my binder that has a bunch of different ideas. So it didn't take me long to originally come up with it, and every single month I'm working on it. Right now I'm currently working on house number 15. So it's just around the corner. You only have a couple weeks to wait, folks, so you guys will find out what's going on. But as soon as one launches, I'm already working on the next one. So it's a work in progress, definitely a work in progress. So the next question is actually a combination from 3 different people. Carlene Hyatt asks, where did you come up with your YouTube name? Lori Smith, she also asked, how did you come up with the name Vahisha? And my last friend, Kingfish Ocean, says, how did you get the name for your channel? So this is a very, very popular question that people ask me all the time. Vahisha Taknai, what is that? Where did you get it? What happened? So I have been gaming since before gaming was cool for a girl, and I was playing EQ2. Okay, well, that was the first time that I was doing an MMORPG or just any of this role-playing game and playing with other people that literally weren't sitting next to me. We play Mario Brothers and things like this, side by side, or, that kind of thing. Well, you had to come up with different monikers, aka different names for yourself, and I wanted to come up with a name that was kind of cool. I tended to play elf races, so I needed it to sound kind of elfish and cool, and I wanted a name that if you shortened it, I liked the nickname. So usually when you play games, you're not going to want to type a name like Amber Ruminep that goes on forever and ever and ever. You're going to want to just say, hey Amber, or what's up, eh? Or, something really easy like that. So I thought, okay, well, I got to come up with something that's catchy, that I like to hear, that I'll respond to, that I like. So, truth be told, there was a random button. I'm a very random person. And I went, doot, 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 and I pushed the random button. Something similar-ish came up, and I changed a couple letters, and I came up with Vahisha. Okay, so Taknai is not even a real name. It's an elfish sounding thing. So one of my really, really good friends, Zabeth was his screen name. Very good friend of mine. I've known him for quite some time now. His character was also elf race, and that was the last name he was rolling with. Now, I'm not a very creative person in the sense of coming up with names and stuff all the time. Granted, hello, I've come up with some pretty good ones, but I really couldn't think of anything. I was such a noob and didn't know what to do. I liked Taknai. That was what he had. I asked for permission to take it, and I used it. After that, in pretty much any other games that I have played, I always used the moniker Vaihisha Taknai. I don't know why, but that's just what happened. So when I started up my YouTube channel, I already had my Google Plus already signed up under Vaihisha Taknai from way back. And so I basically just activated it, used Vaihisha Taknai, and here we are today. That's how I got my YouTube name. It's not that exciting, folks, I know, and it doesn't really stand for anything. But I guess if nothing else, I run a gaming channel predominantly. I do vlogs and stuff too, but I do gaming channel, and Vaihisha Taknai takes me back to kind of the beginning of my real interactive gaming with other people. So I guess it kind of has a special place in my heart, even if it is kind of a strange way to get a name. So now you guys know how I got Vaihisha Taknai. So my next question is from Creepsy Music. She asks, what would you bring on a picnic? Well, if I had my choice of stuff to bring on a picnic, I'm kind of an easy gal when it comes to that. We're talking some cheese, we're talking some meat, and a bunch of fresh fruit, and probably some juice or something to drink. I'm not a water person, so maybe, I don't know, lemonade or something like that. It'd be kind of nice. Anybody want to go to picnic? Now, the other half of Creepsy Music's question was, who is your favorite author, or who are your favorite authors? I have one favorite author, and actually, I have the book right here at my desk. I'm more than halfway done with reading it to my family. I have read this book 5 or 6 different times. My favorite author is Sophie Kinsella, right here. Hopefully that is not, I don't know, hopefully you can see that. And this actually is my favorite book by Sophie Kinsella. It's called I've Got Your Number. So if you are into lighthearted, I don't know if you would consider this a chick flick book. I don't know, it's really, really good. Check it out. There you go. That's my favorite author. Okay, my next question is from Ino, or Ino, and I'm actually not exactly sure how you pronounce your name, so I'm very, very sorry. Ino's question is, if you could be anything you want, anything at all, what would you be? So that's a question where I'm just over my head. I have no idea what I would do. Absolutely nothing. I have no clue who or what I would be. Funny as this sounds, a cat would probably be pretty awesome. I mean, let's think about it. I'm not a huge fan of water, right? Well, you guys may not know that, but I'm not a huge fan of water. Cats don't like water. I like to be warm. I like to snuggle. I like furry things. Cat is right up my alley. They get attention. They can kind of rule the nest. Someone feeds them. They give them goodies and just, I don't know. I think if I could pick anything, honestly, right now at this point in time, a cat sounds pretty nice. And I don't know if that's really hokey or not, but there's my answer for you. I think I would choose to be a cat. My next question is from Jimbo once again. He or she, I cannot remember. They asked a second question, and the second question they asked was, will they be serving cake? Now, I'm not sure who they is, but I will tell you that my son had his birthday on the 19th, and we did serve cake. He actually made his own angel food cake, and we put blueberries and blackberries and something else. Now I can't remember. Oh yeah, blueberries, blackberries, and raspberries, and we put the whipped cream on there. Oh my gosh, guys. That was awesome. So will they be serving cake? I don't have any left. That's a lie. I have one piece of the cake, but I have no berries and nothing else. I can kind of serve cake. I'll give you that piece. This next question is from a wonderful viewer, subscriber, and friend. Her name is Bella Guru. She asks, if you were a sim guru, what expansion pack would you create next, and what would be the content? This is a very, very difficult question for me to answer, because when I think of Sims content, specifically Sims 4 content, because we don't know what they're doing, it's hard for me to come up with something because I'm the kind of person that doesn't like to get her hopes up. So I don't want to like overthink things and think, oh, you know, we could have this and we could have this and we could have this. And then to find out that we get like none of that would be like, oh, sad face. And that would be awful. So if I could create any content for The Sims 4, truthfully, I would have to do like, not exactly what they did with Island Paradise in Sims 3, but something very similar where you can unlock different islands and you can do scuba diving and there's gorgeous views and you can collect things and that kind of stuff. I don't know, I'm still kind of in the whole MMO RPG kind of games where I like to go and gather and collect and finish your collections and, you know, explore and do cooking things, you know, I don't know. It'd be kind of fun to do. We're getting cooking stuff with the restaurants. Well, actually, I can't even tell you that because I have no idea what we're getting, but we're getting restaurant stuff. But anyways, if I could create anything, it would be something kind of similar to Island Paradise for Sims 3. I would put that into Sims 4 and just make it better. I don't know how to do that because I have absolutely no idea, but that is what I'm hoping. Like, that's what I would do if I could pick anything. My next question is from Safiz. She asks me, what is your star sign? My star sign is Aquarius. Water baby. I'm an Aquarius. I was born in January, the 31st to be exact. Write that down on your calendars, folks. Just kidding. You don't have to. But yeah, I'm an Aquarius. She asked me another question. She asked me, which version of The Sims is your favorite? Honest to goodness, no joking. My favorite version is the current. Sims 4 is my favorite version. The graphics are the best of all of them, in my opinion. I love having their different moods and stuff. It totally changes gameplay. They seem more smarter Sims, and there's less lagging, there's less crashing, and all the Sims 4, hands up, apparently for me, hands down for me, is Sims 4 is my favorite one. She asked me one other question. And she asks, what would you like to see added to the Sims 4 series? The one thing that I have been waiting since day one, and I was kind of sad that they didn't just like add it to the game to begin with, I am waiting desperately to have seasons. I love having the rain and the snow and all the activities that come with said seasons. I love it. And I miss it. And I really, really, really wish that they would put it in there. I know people are all about toddlers. I'm on the fence on that. When it comes to seasons, I really, really want them. So EA, if anybody is watching, which I kind of doubt, please give me seasons because that's what I want. Let me see. My very last question of the night, the day, the afternoon, whenever you're watching this, is from Jixer Girl. And she asks me, if you could have any superpower, what would it be? Well, if I had any superpower, I might truthfully say that I want to live forever. I think that would be the most fun superpower. Yes, it'd be sad to like watch everybody go away. So, I don't know, maybe that would be a bad superpower. But I'm just thinking it'd be so awesome to watch how everything plays out all the time. I don't know, I'm a big person on, you know, living your life and having fun and doing things because you don't get another chance. You know, I put out a music video that I did the other day, you know, celebrate your life, because people forget that it's important to live your life every single day. And I think that if I had a superpower, it would be like to turn back time or to never ever get old so that I could just experience life and have fun all the time and never ever quit, I guess. I don't know. Is that hokey? I have no idea. I don't know. Anyways, folks, that is all of my questions that I got from all of you lovely viewers, subscribers, and friends. I have rambled on for almost an entire half hour with your questions. Thank you so much for submitting them. Thank you so much for all your continued support of me and my channel. Anything that I'm doing on my channel, my vlogs, everything, all inclusive. You guys are amazing, and would not be here, and I could not continue, nor would I continue, if I didn't have all of you lovely, lovely people. So literally, from the bottom of my heart, and I mean this so much, thank you so much for 350 subscribers. You guys, you rock. You're awesome. Mwah. Take care, guys. Bye.